this speaker, you know, they have speakers, they go on tour to all the different schools, and they talk about different stuff. Well, this was a World War II concentration camp type, like, presentation or whatever. And he took us through a group visualization. Like, all the lights were low, and he had us all close our eyes, you know, like the hypnotherapist kind of meditative, imaginative, like, I'm gonna tell you a story and about you, and you're gonna imagine yourself doing these things. And he walked us through getting put into a gas chamber. And I remember him talking about, because I don't know if anybody else remembers this, honestly. Like, I've never been one of those people who is, like, easy to hypnotize, like, in the sense of that I'm fully conscious and aware all of the time. So I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but anyways, so he was walking us through, and he was talking about how the gas comes down to the ground because it's heavy and it drops. So he was describing people climbing on top of people to reach the ceiling to get the last breaths of clean air. Not that it was going to, like, save any of them. It was just a responsive, reactive shadow action. It was all, like, shadow work, like, but it was like implementing shadow into, you know, a mass group of children. But this Scorpio first quarter moon is kind of reminding me of that, because of, I don't know, it's just like, it's like the scorpions, like, climbing on top of each other to, like, try to get to the top. And it's such a vile action when you think about it. Like, you wouldn't ever want to be in that type of situation, and yet if you were, you would probably behave in exactly those ways, no matter how uncouth or, like, you know, uncivilized it may be. You might stamp on somebody's face to get yourself just a little bit higher, to live just a few seconds longer, you know what I mean? And especially, like, with the new moon and the Scorpio reading, and it was like that Leo sun, like, had boiled out the oceans at that point in time, and all of the scorpions got chased out of the water and were forced into their transformation stage of walking on land and living in a desert as opposed to at the bottom of the ocean. It was wild. It was wild. Like, I guess this is the connection. This is that point that I was, like, talking about predicting or whatever, and I didn't fully understand it until we got to the Scorpio quarter moon. Because we count our quarter moons, and we do our new moons and full moons, and whenever we hit those peak points, we calculate in the 3 days surrounding those peak energy points. So here we are and here we be. I think this is that scurry, that forceful transformation. You know, the scorpions have no other choice at this point. Those people in that psyop, they didn't have any other choice at that point. You know, you can scramble for life, and that's what it is. It's a scramble or a struggle for life, for the life that you want to create, and trying to walk that line as best as we possibly can without, I don't know if you can. That's the question. We're gonna do a live tonight, and we're gonna answer that question, because I don't know if you can get out of this Scorpio moon without enacting your shadow and fighting for your last breaths and transforming, accepting those final deaths. I don't know. It feels very like visiting the grave to me personally. So let's find out. The Collective Corner will be live later tonight. Stay tuned.